guys? Welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. And guys, this guy's story is truly going to make those of you that may think karma is a bunch of BS start to question maybe that it's real. Because no joke, this story is truly about karma. And you're going to see how it comes back to bite this guy's ex-wife in the butt in ways you wouldn't imagine. Okay, so for those of you who think it's BS, or those that you are questioning it, will certainly look upon it a little different at the end of this story. This story is about a guy. He was married to his wife for like 3 years. Thought everything was great, good relationship. She had his back. She was cool. The hooking up was good, all that. And then one day he came down. He got a debilitating disease, which made him, I believe, either bed-stricken or darn close to that. He needed care around the clock. He needed literally her to help him like go to the bathroom and change clothes and stuff like that. Very emasculating type of things where he needed her. And let's just say she was less than supportive and became outright hostile and nasty to him. And eventually she divorced him. And you're going to see there were other things going on behind the scenes. However, this guy, you're going to see how things go. But eventually, however, karma comes back to bite her in a way you wouldn't believe. Like this is almost like this could be a short story, like a movie or something like that. No joke. But I don't want to reveal too much. But you guys, you're just going to see in this particular story how these things type of work. And ultimately, this guy's going to be wondering, is he handling the situation right? Which you're going to see more towards the end. And obviously, for the title of this video and the thumbnail I choose will give a little bit away, but I don't want to say too much. You'll definitely find this guy is definitely enjoying. So it starts off, he says, hey man, I'm a big fan of your content. I regularly listen to the stories that you have while I'm at work and look forward to any new content from you. I've been subscribed to your channel for over a year now. I usually don't comment and lurk in the shadows though. I'm writing you because of a situation that has arisen in my life. Here's my story. Well, brother, thank you very much for watching me for a year. I really appreciate your support. And I appreciate the support of all you guys, whether you've been following me for a week or following me for almost 2 years. I started late February 2020 just for the hell of it before COVID hit. Hey, and look what happened. It's been a great run. Anyhow, he says, I was married for a little over 3 years to a woman who I thought had my back. I really thought I had something real. The marriage was going pretty well, I thought. I emphasize he thought. He said we go on trips, an active sex life, and we got along really well. Like I said, I thought she had my back. That was until I was knocked off my feet by a debilitating illness. All of a sudden, I went from a healthy, strong man to a bedridden, empty shell. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that happen. He says, let me tell you, there's no worse or more emasculating feeling than not being able to use the bathroom on your own or clean up after yourself or even get up and change your own clothes. Yeah, bro, I don't know what that's like, but I can only imagine that sucks. And that is just unbelievably emasculating. And it doesn't say how old you are, but I'm assuming you're probably younger than me. He said, my wife went from the one being taken care of to being the caretaker, and she started to hate me for it. Isn't that interesting? Remember how he said in the beginning how great everything was, or so he thought. The second things get real, and he really needs her help, all of a sudden she started to become resentful of him for this. He says, gone was the look of love in her eyes, and it was replaced by a look of disgust and resentment. This wasn't your fault. Whatever happened to in sickness and health, for richer or for poorer, right? Not with today's women, let me tell you. He says, every time she had to do something for me, she had a really bad attitude, and as time passed, and she began to snap at me and belittle me. Things had gotten to the point where my parents came to take care of me instead during this time, and she started spending more and more time away from the home, so she wouldn't even call to see how I was doing. So she checked out. Again, this is the guy who thought everything was amazing and great beforehand. This poor guy. I mean, he has this debilitating disease. He can't really do anything for himself, and he on top of that, the woman he thought that was his love, who would be there for him, she's not only becoming increasingly resentful, but snapping at him and then just outright taking off, and his parents have to come there. I guarantee you that the situation was reversed in this marriage, that this guy would have been there for her, it would have been resentful. Now, let me just say, I'm sure it's very hard to deal with something like that. I can totally get that, but that doesn't mean you behave in that way, especially to someone you supposedly love dearly. But guys, I'm going to point something out here. Some ugly truth here. No matter what women say, they want their guy to be strong all the time. I mean, all the time. Even if the guy just had surgery or he's got debilitating illness, if he isn't displaying his masculine strength, it turns him off. I know there's going to be some women that are going to watch this and say, that's not true, or I wouldn't do that. Sure, there are exceptions, but a lot of women, they want their guy to be strong and become resentful when guys aren't as strong, even though they have darn good reason for it. You know, this guy, he got the disease or an illness, and he couldn't get out of bed. He couldn't do all these things. And it wasn't his fault, but still she was resentful. And so it's unbelievable, but this is how a lot of women can be. They want their guy strong all the time. It doesn't make a difference. The whole world could be crashing around him. She wants him strong, so she doesn't have to be strong. I'm not justifying her actions. She's obviously a B word, but that's a lot of times how it goes in varying degrees. He continues. He says, I'll never forget the day she served me with divorce papers. I just finished throwing up and my dad was actually cleaning my mouth when my mom came in with the package. She said a man came by and gave her a package saying I'd been served, and the package was a long letter and divorce papers. Oh my God. I mean, one can make the argument, hey, you know what, actually you're dodging a bullet, but at the time when this guy's going through all this and she's just boom, leaving him, now one could say, well, after how she's been treating him, maybe this is a good thing, get her out of his life. But still, this is the woman that he married and thought would be there for him, right? That sucks. But this guy's strong and he perseveres. He says in the letter, she talked about how hard things were on her, and this is not what she signed up for. And she loves me, but this is too much, and she just can't continue. Again, for rich or for poorer, in sickness and in health, that's all a bunch of crap nowadays. Unbelievable. And again, I truly do believe this guy, this happened to her, he would be there for her. It'd be hard, sure, but he'd be there for her and certainly wouldn't resent her and treat her like crap, let alone divorce her. But don't worry, guys, this guy comes out on top. He says, I was crushed. I couldn't believe that this is the woman who claimed to love me so much and would just leave me at my lowest, but I knew I had to focus on my health and recovery, so I just let everything go. Good. That's all you could do. Okay, what's done is done. She's gone. And to be honest, that was actually a good thing. Now it's focusing on you, getting yourself back in good health, and going from there. I'm not going to go into details, but divorce went through and I was able to keep pretty much everything, but I did have to give her a cash settlement of a few $1,000s, and you won't believe how quickly she walked out. Oh, I can believe it, dude, and thank God you got it worked out in your favor in the divorce. He says, only a few days after she moved all her things out of my house, I had friends calling me, telling me that she would be at restaurants with some guy with black curly hair, all kissed and hugged up with him. Big surprise. I guarantee you that she was seeing this dude while you were still together, before she served you the divorce papers. Mark my words, because women generally aren't going to go anywhere until they have a backup plan. They're going to have a backup plan. They're going to have a male orbiter, if you will. I guarantee you she was cheating with that guy one way or another. And that way, when she knew that guy was a done deal, then she could then move on from you and then be with this guy. But like I said, karma's a bitch. He says, that hurt like a mother effer, but I just let it go and focused on my health, and I eventually recovered. That's awesome, bro. Good for you. He said, though I'm healthy again and back to at least 90% to where I was before I got sick, I'll probably never be the same again. Well, bro, keep on trying, doing everything you can that your doctor says you can do. Exercise, eat well, eat healthy, and maybe just inch by inch, yard by yard, you will get better. You know, but hey, man, you made a 90% recovery. Life isn't over, and now you get a second chance. He says, okay, this is the part where I asked the question, am I the a-hole? Karma, it would seem, came from my ex-wife in a major way. Several days ago, I received news that my ex-wife and her new man were in a serious car accident. The new guy didn't make it, and my ex-wife was seriously injured. She has suffered internal injuries, multiple broken bones, and a spinal injury. Holy shit. Now she's in a position where she's going to need help and care. Isn't that interesting? And the guy that was cheating with her, cheating with a married woman, with a guy who was bed-stricken, he died. It says here, she may never walk again, and if she does, she will always need assistance. She is going to need around-the-clock care, even if she gets out of the hospital for a long time, and because of this, her medical expenses are sky high. Well. Now, if she was still married to this guy, and she had treated him well like a loving, caring wife, now that he had a 90% recovery, he would be there. Well, first of all, she wouldn't have been in the accident, no doubt, because she wouldn't be off with that guy. Okay, the odds are she wouldn't have been in that accident. But if she was, I guarantee this guy would have been there for her. Bed-stricken, if she couldn't walk, all that. But now, she doesn't have this guy. And do you think this guy is about to go and jump in and save her? He says, her family has reached out to me to help cover her medical expenses, which are already in multiple of thousands. I refused, saying it's not my responsibility and I have no obligation to her. You're damn right you have no obligation to her. She left you at your lowest point in your life and cheated on you with some other dude. And now they're expecting you to come back and fork over money to help her? Her family now thinks I'm the devil incarnate, and I was told that I would burn in hell, and why can't I just help her and put aside my petty grudge against her because I make more than enough money? Hey, I have an idea. Why doesn't her family help her? Why doesn't she have funds of her own? Whatever happened to money from her lover? What about her family contributing to her medical expenses? Why does this guy have to do it? After all, they all know what she did to him. But in our society, the ladies, we wouldn't call them ladies, the females, whatever, can get away with anything. But the guy has to obviously man up and do the right thing. He says, even a couple of my friends said that's really cold and heartless, that I can't help her even though she's suffering so much. I have since cut contact with those friends. My family says I shouldn't give her a penny. SSM, am I the a-hole here? Brother, hell no. Okay, I wouldn't go around celebrating what happened to her. Not at all. I would. You need to, obviously, in my opinion, because this is my opinion, you need to reach a point to have peace. You can forgive her for what she did. You don't have to be happy about it. You certainly don't forget, but you can forgive her. But as forgetting, oh hell no. But you are not responsible at all financially. Not even a penny. Not at all. Okay? You can certainly, if you're a religious man, you can pray for her. You can hope for the best for her. But getting involved, no. She left you high and dry at the worst point in your life. Okay? Imagine if you didn't have your parents there. And you still the strength to move on, have a almost full recovery, and you get a second chance. And now this happens to her? And they want you to help? Oh, hell no. Don't they know what happened, what she did to you? Now, like I said, again, if you're a religious man, you want to learn to forgive so you can have peace in your heart and move on, because you certainly don't want to go around life having hate in your heart. And I don't want you laughing and wishing her, but you get my point here. You're not obligated anymore. She left you. You're no longer married. And we all know here darn well you'd be there to help her. She wouldn't have been in this mess if she didn't leave you for this dude who was obviously a Chad and Tyrone type. And obviously if something did happen to her, you'd be there. So she made her bed. She has to lie in it. End of story. And no, brother, you are not the a-hole, okay? You're just doing what a lot of guys wouldn't do, because a lot of guys would do the nice guy crap, So if you have friends that pretty much now that aren't going to talk to you or making you feel bad about this, cut them out. You don't need them. Move on. Your family's being supportive of you, good. And if her family's saying you're the devil incarnate and you're going to burn in hell, fine, let them hate you. Let them, take care of the bills, okay? But seriously, But guys, like I said when this story got started, karma. If you don't think that there's karma in this world, I don't know what to tell you. And I have seen and observed karma in my life. I've had karma come back and bite me in the butt for things I've done when I was younger, believe me. So, but also in this story, guys, it shows you, unfortunately, there are women that no matter what, they want their guy to be strong all the time. Doesn't matter what it is. And if he's not strong, they're out of there, right? He got a disease, a debilitating illness. It wasn't his fault. Believe me, he didn't like the fact that he was bedstricken and had to have her help him do all these things, but he couldn't help it. And she's supposed to be there for him, as someone that loved you would. But he wasn't strong enough for her. She didn't want to deal with it, and she's out of there. Does that mean that every single woman's going to do this? No. But we're in the most selfish society right now I've ever seen in my life. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, as I like to call it. So, gotta be careful, guys. But anyhow, quite the story. Karma is real. It's out there, and a lot of people think it's BS. I don't. I've seen too much to think otherwise. So, anyway, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this particular story. Quite an interesting one. And guys, like I said before many times, if you have a great story you'd like to share with me, a personal story, or a story you came across online, or you have a really good article relating to the things I talk about in this channel, by all means, email it to me. The link for my email is in the description or in the About section of this channel, because it always helps me to have good variety and content to share with you guys so I can do these videos once or twice a day. So I appreciate when you guys do it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.